Honorable Speaker, in our journey for leadership, we were told that sometimes it is good for you to concede that there are things that are complex, even for you as a leader, and you need to take time to listen to experts and people who have experiences in those fields so that they can guide you. Honorable Speaker, I must admit that ever since I came to this floor of this House, these matters of the formula and the parameters that are being proposed by CRA and the conversations from our colleagues is one of the most difficult conversations to grasp. Speaker, no wonder if you look at Article 215, Sub-Article 4, on what qualifies you to be a member of the Commission on Revenue Allocation, which is the commission that makes these recommendations. It says that to be qualified to be a member of the commission under this section, a person shall have extensive professional experience in financial and economic matters. Honorable Speaker, I remember the very first time the CRA put out a proposal in terms of the revenue sharing formula. I took time to seek out some friends of mine who are commissioners on the CRA. And Honorable Speaker, first of all, the picture that they painted for our country was quite grim for me. That, Honorable Speaker, we rely on data and statistics that are kept in the ministries and departments and agencies, but that data is so corrupt and corrupted and skewed that it is almost totally unreliable. If you start there, Honorable Speaker, and knowing, for instance, that this formula that is being proposed by the committee attaches extreme significance to certain data sets, the first one being population. Now, Honorable Speaker, you and me know that immediately you raise the question of the census of 2019, there are people who will tell you that that census itself is flawed. In fact, there is already a court decision, Senator Mungatana can correct me if I'm wrong, on the legality of the figures that were put out by government following the census of 2019. So if you attach 45%, Honorable Speaker, weight to that data set, there's already problems. But we are willing to be guided. And the most heartbreaking thing, Honorable Speaker, is that there are professionals who sit in these ministries. There are professionals who sit in our government agencies who will massage numbers for data, for health, for agriculture, for all sorts of things, to skew allocation of national resources towards their regions and even their communities. It is something that professional bodies in this country must look into. So, Honorable Speaker, we have a problem with the 2019 census. We have a problem with the poverty index. How are we supposed to navigate this entire process? So for me, what I usually do, Honorable Speaker, if there is problems with the math and the numbers, we must always fall back to what we consider the guiding principles. During the mediation last year, and I've just seen breaking news now that, as expected, the National Assembly has rejected our proposal of 465 billion to the counties, which is throwing us into another mediation, the fourth straight mediation since this Senate began. That when we were in that last mediation, there are certain things that we agreed on. And also, Honorable Speaker, there are certain positions that the political party that I belong to has taken with regards to devolution and which are supposed to be guiding my decisions in this House when it comes to devolution. The first one, Honorable Speaker, we as a party and even as this House have set the standard somewhere that it doesn't matter what formula you adopt, no county must lose when you compare previous year allocations. Secondly, Honorable Speaker, that after the allocation, whatever formula you use, year on year, there must be marginal growth of the devolution basket to cater for obvious things, including year-on-year inflation, including growth in salaries and wages due to implementation of collective bargaining agreements. Speaker, you know I sit on the Public Accounts Committee. Just the other day, the governor for Makueni appeared before us, and we had one of the most illuminating conversations, because you will see, Honorable Speaker, that because of decisions that are made by national government, for instance, they want county governments to do this county aggregation in industrial parks, and you are supposed to match the money that is put by the national government to do that project. He says in Makueni, because of the nature of the topography and how the unique circumstances of the county, they tried to convince national government that they did not need KIPES. They did not need single centers for aggregation of produce because of the diversity of produce in that county. And it would be very expensive for some people or some of the farmers to transport product from one place to the center. Honorable Speaker, he also told us, he gave us a very clear example, that if you look at the amount of money increment for Makueni County in 2023, 2024, 2025, is about 55 million Kenya shillings only. But in that same period, if you look at the responsibilities that have been put, fiscal responsibilities on the county, because of the passage of laws that are here in the National Assembly and the Senate, for instance, on SHA and SHIF, this is a new levy that was introduced. If you look at the housing levy alone has added an additional burden to Makueni of 55 million. And yet the annual increase in equitable revenue is 52. So it doesn't make any sense, Honorable Speaker. So we have said that year on year, we want to see marginal increase to cater for these things, including review of salaries and wages for the staff. Then, Honorable Speaker, the final principle was that any shortfall in national revenue or shareable revenue should be borne by the national government. So, Honorable Speaker, we have no problem. Whatever formula is adopted, the position that we have taken is that no county should lose. And we are willing to have that conversation with our colleagues. Now, there is some plea that has come from 11 of our colleagues who represent counties they themselves are calling small counties. And we have a few questions for them, Senator Osotsi and your group. Number one, where did you pluck this 6 billion figure from? What is the scientific basis for that figure? Because although these conversations are complex, we cannot say that you owe a responsibility to explain to us where you got 6 billion. Because why not 7? Why not 5? Why not 8? Number two, Honorable Speaker, if the argument is that most of this money goes to recurrent expenditure, we sit in the Public Accounts Committee, and Honorable Speaker, some of those counties, if you hear the stories in those counties, you will see that there is absolutely no justification to add the money. My view has always been that at the advent of devolution, people thought that counties existed to serve their tribes, that this was our county. It is the reason why if you come from Bungoma and you go and apply for a job in Kakamega, they'll tell you, you go back to your county. Even if you are a Bukusu person, man or woman, born in Kakamega. Many people will not distinguish between a Kisi from Nyamira and one from Kisi County. But they themselves at the local level know this one is from Nyamira and this one is from Kisi. And you cannot apply for jobs there because they'll tell you, your share is there, you go and get yours there. That is the true situation. So you find we had a county entity speaker that comes to the Public Accounts Committee and a governor has hired over 30 advisors. And that county has only 2 constituencies, Honorable Speaker. There are less than 10 MCAs in that county. But he has hired for himself over 34 advisors. That is what the money for the county is going to. The governor wants to be able to go to every village and say, I employed so-and-so's son, he's working in my county government. I've employed so-and-so's son, he's working in the county government. And all of them, Honorable Speaker, I think with the exception of only Nairobi, they have never even complied with the requirement of ethnic balance in their counties, which is demonstrating my point that people think these counties exist to serve the dominant communities in those regions. The last question I want our colleagues from these counties to answer, Senator Osotsi and group, is that if we are indeed amenable, if we are amenable to meeting your request, so that we avoid those instances, the examples we've given, where every single resource that goes to the county is still going to end up in personnel emoluments and governors adding themselves more advisors, can they agree, Honorable Speaker, that whatever amount is added in terms of what you have called, I don't know which was the term he used, affirmative, that we ring fence that amount of money, whatever it is, for the development that you are claiming is going towards. Because we don't want a situation where you get that affirmative action fund, whatever it is you want to call it, and then it all goes to hiring more people on the ground. So, Honorable Speaker, for us, we were elected to represent our individual counties. The people of Nairobi expect that I will put up a fight for them to be able to get the highest possible allocation that we can get. But Speaker, for me, I am very clear in my mind, even when we were doing the MOU with our counterparts from UDA, that because devolution is something that we hold dear as ODM, we have drawn a certain line in the sand. I am happy that the Senate improved on the proposal from us under that MOU for 450 billion. We have passed as a House 465. Honorable Speaker, I don't know why people get upset when I speak about that MOU. I honestly do not understand, because it is a reminder of the things that we have committed ourselves to. And every single day, we have opportunity to remind each other that this is what we agreed upon. Because we look at things happening in this country. In the morning, I was telling the majority leader how I was very proud to hear him say on national TV that some things that are happening don't make sense, even to him. You know, when it came to the arrest of this young, coder on Twitter for creating a website that we could harness feedback on the finance bill. Honorable Speaker, those things don't make sense to me. Why would you arrest such a person? For what? So even on the question of devolution, we have a responsibility to remind each other that these are the things that we have agreed upon. And when I say I'm keeping score or I have the marking scheme, that is the job of the SG of the party. That is the responsibility I've been given, Honorable Speaker. So for this one, so that we cut down all this noise and we are able to meet everybody's need, let us make sure that we get 450 billion Kenya shillings for devolution. And I want to insist that the national government, 465, but minimum 450 that we agreed in the MOU. Just to remind my brother, the treasurer, the National Treasury, CS, that this is what we agreed to, and we have an expectation from you that you will deliver for the family of devolution. I thank you, Honorable Speaker. I support.
Thank you, Senator. Senator Mungatana.
Mr. Speaker, I want to thank you for giving me the opportunity to debate this motion. Mr. Speaker, I really support what the chairman has proposed and the committee has proposed before this House. I, Mr. Speaker, have been a benefit of the two informal meetings that we call Kamukunjis. Mr. Speaker, when this formula was proposed, I had the idea that I must do and say everything and anything so that Tana River can get more money. And so, Mr. Speaker, I tried to talk to colleagues here so that they can add one more percentage point to landmass, which we then changed and made and called geographical area so that it covers water. I also said that the poverty index should go from 12 to at least 13%, to add another 1%. But Mr. Speaker, when we sat with colleagues here and discussed, most of the colleagues were showing that 11 counties were going to lose money and that we must speak as senators for the Republic of Kenya. We must not speak as senators just from our counties. And Mr. Speaker, with that in mind, this formula we have agreed using the factor of 0.387, the baseline fact. Mr. Speaker, no county is going to lose any money. So this has taken care of what all of us were afraid of. So if no county is losing money, Mr. Speaker, what do we do with the rest of the other factors that we needed to factor in the formulation of the fourth basis formula? Mr. Speaker, when we sat here this morning and in previous Kamkunji, we said that whatever the Committee of Finance had proposed, no county was going to lose. No county was going to lose. But if we stuck strictly to the formula on the poverty index, the geographical area, and the population index, then there are 11 counties that will get very little, if at all, any increment at all. So this morning, Mr. Speaker, as we sat here, we convinced each other that let us allocate 2 billion shillings for those counties so that they can have a reasonable increment. And Mr. Speaker, when we left here, the representative for the small counties was very happy. I left here knowing that even this afternoon, possibly, we will finish this debate. Mr. Speaker, in fact, we said that those who feel very strongly that they will come with a better simulation of the formula or an improvement of what we have, they need to come with papers. That is what we agreed. They need to come with pieces of paper. They need to work with the Parliamentary Budget Office so that figures can be created that will convince all of us. So we even agreed in the morning, Mr. Speaker, that we shall move this motion this afternoon. When we moved this motion, we also agreed this morning as a principle that any person who is having a different opinion can bring us the paperwork so that we can accommodate them. But the most significant breakthrough that we had with the small counties here was that we said we shall ring-fence 2 billion shillings that will be equally shared amongst the 11 counties that were getting very little increment. And we left here very happy. Mr. Speaker, it seems that the people have tested blood, so they want to come. You know, in the sea, Mr. Speaker, if you get injured for whatever reason and blood leaks out a bit, all the other carnivorous people follow you, and not people, but the other fishes, they come to finish you. So I don't know what is happening. We have agreed on this formula. We have yielded and said we are ring-fencing 2 billion shillings. So we have said, let us start with this, and if there's anything else, again, we will reconsider. So now, all of a sudden, Mr. Speaker, we are seeing another attempt at increasing that amount again to a higher level. Now it seems then that there are those who are playing with the cards that are open, and there are those who are playing with the cards open and cards under that are hidden. And Mr. Speaker, in this way we shall not make progress. Because if we have ring-fenced 2 billion shillings, and we have said small counties are going to get equal amount on this, what is the problem again? Why should people now, I'm hearing colleagues talking about adding 4.7 billion. Then this means, Mr. Speaker, even those counties that were now getting, because that same amount must be taken away from the original cake. So then the whole thing now will collapse. I am asking colleagues, with a lot of respect, that if we have agreed on something, let us carry it to the conclusion, the logical conclusion. Let us not be looking at this matter in terms of what is my county getting. We agreed here in the morning that we are going to speak as Kenyans, not according to County Tana River and other counties. We said that we are going to carry all of us, and because of that spirit, Mr. Speaker, we conceded that whatever amount that will be allocated, let us set aside 2 billion to carry the 11 counties. So now, colleagues are now suggesting that we should go as high as 4.7 billion. This, Mr. Speaker, is not the correct way to tackle these things. Because we also would like even a change of that formulation. We would like to look at it so that our own counties can benefit. But we've said, let us be patriotic, let us be agreeable, let us agree, and what we agreed here informally is what we are going to put today. Mr. Speaker, we had said this in the morning, that those who are not attending the informal meetings will come and bring confusion, and now confusion is coming. In fact, I remember very well that it was Honorable Morango who was giving us a very good Kiswahili proverb that I can't quite recall, that says that those who are not there may come in the can you give it to us, Mheshimiwa? That's the one that said that, I don't know, those who come later. Yeah, he can.
Senator Murango, Senator Mungatana, would you like to be informed by
yes,
Senator
Mr.
Murango?
Speaker, I want to be informed of that.
Mstahiki Speaker, nilikuwa nimepeana katika falsafa yangu, nilisema ya kwamba katika siku mbaya, siku ya imbu ya kuku, upepo ambao unafunua kuku manyoya na kuionyesha uchi inakuja tu kutoka nyuma. Nikipeana sababu ama nikipeana mfano ya wale ambao watakuja nyuma na kuongea mambo mengi kwa sababu hakuwa kwa mkutano. Asante sana Mr. Speaker.
Thank you very much, Senator, because you have extremely good and fantastic capture of the Kiswahili language, very rich. And Mr. Speaker, nothing can demonstrate it more than what Honorable Senator has put. That the ones who are going, the ones who are the wind that comes from behind is the chicken is the one that makes the wings and those manyoyas. I don't know what we call them in English again. That to expose the skin of the chicken. And the ones that come behind, and they've come behind, they have started exposing that skin again. And we had covered it so well. We had agreed, because that debate was here in the morning, Mr. Speaker. And it was here in the morning, and we went through all the things. We agreed we don't destabilize things. We don't quarrel. We don't fight. Let us speak like Kenyans. And we agreed that we are going to carry even those who are calling themselves small counties. So, Mr. Speaker, what I want to urge colleagues is that unless there is a very nice, and that is also, we agreed that if you have, you can circulate another simulation developed by the Parliamentary Budget Office through maybe suggestion of this principle to improve on what we have, then we can go with what has been proposed. But if that has not come, because up to now, Mr. Speaker, there is no paper that has been circulated. People are speaking generalities, you know. We are requesting, Mr. Speaker, that surely if the formulation can be brought afresh, that will say that what we agreed upon in the morning has been improved, and by what margin and how it was improved, then let us move, because we said that we are going to be open, we are going to speak as Kenyans, we are not going to fight, because this formula is supposed to be the best that we can get for the next 5 years to guard how we are going to allocate our resources across the counties. And Mr. Speaker, from what we agreed in the morning, nothing has come out to improve on that formulation. From where we sat, because if it was indeed there, we would have seen it even on the order paper or something circulated, or the chair would have told us. I don't know, I'm seeing this paper. But Mr. Speaker, what we are saying, unless there is a tremendous improvement on what we did, I think the morning formula was the best. We took care to make sure no county has lost. We took care and put aside 2 billion shillings for the counties that had very little improvement in terms of very marginal increments. So I do not see why we cannot agree on this formula and we make progress. Mr. Speaker, I submit that the formula should go as proposed and seconded on the motion. I thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Honourable Senators, I would like to acknowledge the presence in the public gallery this afternoon of visiting teachers and students from Oshol Academy in Mombasa County. The delegation comprises 37 students and 4 teachers who are in the Senate for one-day academic exposure. Honourable Senators, in our usual tradition of receiving and welcoming visitors to Parliament, I extend a warm welcome to them, and on behalf of the Senate and on my own behalf, wish them a fruitful visit. I thank you. Kinywa, if you could please welcome the students and teachers.